Yeah, thanks everyone for joining on, as Steve said, on such short notice. This has been a very difficult decision to make in terms of how to proceed with the Marlies. It was a decision that was made collectively between myself, Brendan Shanahan, and Mark Hunter. And after a lot of discussion, after the series ended against Grand Rapids, have decided today to move ahead with the search for a new head coach. The decision was based on the fact that we're just undergoing, as everybody knows, a big organizational shift in philosophy. And part of that is wanting to bring on an elite young coach that we can groom along here. It's our intention, as was outlined, that Gord will remain as an associate coach as he was previously, and work with our defense and help us to groom that coach along. I think a lot of the job that Gord and his staff did this year, season did not get off well with the Marlies, and they stuck with it. They stuck by developing our young players, and in the end, the team made the playoffs, which we were very happy with. But this decision today is reflective of that organizational shift that that was outlined previously. So with that said, I'll turn it over to questions.
So just if you could please identify yourself and go ahead. Thank you.
Alex Ballingal with the Toronto Star. You mentioned it was a difficult decision. Why was it so difficult?
Because when a team has a poor year, it's easy to make a decision like this. Or when a team is really struggling, it's easy. When a team has a season like the Marlies had, where we started off poor, and then the staff and the players really came together as we shifted to a younger team and really got to the ideology that we want to use with the Marlies moving ahead. The team started to have success and made the playoffs. So if we had gone through and had a poor year, it would have been easy because of the fact that we did make the playoffs. It made it more difficult.
Hey, Kyle, it's Chris Johnson phoning. Tell me, can you expand a little bit on the philosophy you want? You mentioned an elite young coach. What kind of is the shift as you see it?
I think the shift as we see it is just there's strong incentive for organizations in the NHL now to develop elite coaches within. There's an incentive system and a compensation system whereby if we are grooming our own coaches, that goes from Orlando to the Marlies and all the way through the 29 other NHL clubs, where we hope that we're developing coaches that teams want to pay us draft picks to one day hire. And I think you look at the coaches that have been in that realm recently, and they're all younger elite coaches that find their way up, and that's our philosophy now that we're looking to. That's what we're looking to do here now at Toronto.
Kyle, it's Jonas Siegel from TSN. When you talk about developing elite coaches from within, do you look at John Cooper as kind of the embodiment of what you'd like to build within the organization?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we have, we're in a position now where we're reaching out to other organizations and we're looking outside to hire a coach. I think it's our same philosophy that we're with our players now. Jonas, we want to be developing our own players from within, and that was our entire philosophy with the Marlies as we turned it over to those young players and they develop. We want to continue to be that type of team where it's not only organizationally just with the players, but with coaches and, as Brendan will say, with management, where we're developing people, that we become an elite developer of hockey in general. So that includes players, on-ice product and strategy, coaches, managers, etc. John Cooper is one example, but there's there's many good young coaches in the American League now that are gaining interest, and John's the best example because he's still coaching in the NHL playoffs right now. So that's an easy one to look to and one that I would agree with.
So Kyle, just to follow up, is there a quality in that coach that you think you need?
Well, he wins and he develops. So I guess that makes it simple.
Kyle, it's Chris Johnson again. What kind of process did you guys go through in making this decision? Did you meet with everyone? Kind of tell us about the methodology you used.
Since the Marlies have been eliminated, it was a process between Mark and Brendan and myself where we really discussed it at length amongst one another, both in Las Vegas at our amateur scouting meetings, and we were there. And then last week, getting back to work again, Mark, all throughout North America, watching CHL playoffs, and Brendan and myself at the World Championships. So we've been working away and trying to build our program here, we've always come back to discussing the coaching situation of the Marlies and what we wanted to do. So it was a couple of weeks of thorough debate and discussion and analysis of what was the best way to move forward. And as we've done here in the last month and a half, I guess it's been now, we've collectively come to a decision and moved ahead in a productive manner.
Given your past together, have you discussed it with Sheldon Keefe, this job?
I have not discussed it with Sheldon Keefe. We sought permission from Sault Ste. Marie yesterday and were granted it. So I will discuss it with Sheldon, but he's not the only coach that we will discuss it with. We're in the process of seeking permissions elsewhere as well.
Alex Ballingo again from the Star. I know that I guess Gord's been offered the associate position. Has he accepted that formally, or is that still on offer?
I don't think today was the day for that with Gord. Gord's one of the most wonderful people that I've worked with in hockey, and is an extremely hard worker. Proud of the year that he had there, as he should be. And what I said to Gord was, this is where we're at. This is our offer. We want you to be here. We want you as a part of our organization. I don't think today was the time to put it on to Gord for yes or no. I'd imagine that some other teams may want to talk to him, and we're fine with that. But we would like to have him back in that role as the associate coach. We really value Gord and what he brings to our organization in every regard. But we'll see how it goes. Once we find a head coach, we'll let them sit with Gord and see if Gord's comfortable. And if Gord's comfortable, then other opportunities haven't arisen for him, then we'll move ahead with that.
Okay.
Kyle, it's Jonas again. I'm just wondering, where do things stand with the search for both a GM and a coach?
I'm not going to talk about the Leafs today, Jonas. I'll talk about the Marlies only.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, thanks everybody for joining us on short notice, and thanks to Kyle, and we'll speak with you in the future. Thank you.